The 2-pound, 2-person Nemo Hornet Elite tent. But is it as good as it seems? Here are the pros and cons. Hey guys, Steven here with My Life Outdoors. Today I'm talking about my Nemo Hornet Elite 2-person tent. Mainly the things that I like about it, but also some things that I don't like. And we're going to start with the things that I don't. But before I do, a short disclaimer. The Hornet Elite is an ultralight minimalist tent, which means sacrificing some things to shed some ounces, including most of the things I'm about to talk about. So take these cons with a grain of salt. And if you want to jump ahead to the pros, just follow the timestamp on your screen. Con number 1. The Hornet Elite is small, which, I mean, all backpacking tents are small, but the Hornet Elite is really small. Like, the Elite is for an elite group of short people or an elite group of rich children. My main complaint is the headroom when you got 2 people in the tent. Look, I'm 5'7", I'm fairly average height, but I have a really hard time sitting up straight, much less putting on or taking off a layer when you have 2 people in the tent like I'm trying to allow room for here. If you're using this as a 1-person tent, which it's not, then there's not as much of a problem. But for 2 people, I feel like there are other tents out there with more headroom without adding a whole lot of weight. And I'm not really crazy about the fly bar design. It seems like something that could really break easily, especially when you're packing the tent up. And it doesn't really seem like it's adding the headroom that it's supposed to. Okay, so since recording that, I was feeling a little bad about some of the things I said. And so I decided to get out my Big Agnes Fly Creek 2 to see if the headroom was any bit bigger than the Nemo Hornet Elite, which, as you can tell, it's not a whole lot better. It does seem to be a little bit bigger, but I think it's because I'm sitting further up in the tent, because that's where the door is and that's where I get in and out of the tent. And so it provides just a little bit more headroom here. So is the Nemo Hornet Elite as bad as I said it was? I'm not sure. Con number 2. The fly is made of 7D nylon, which is one of the main areas where they're trying to save some weight. Hasn't really been a problem for me, but I have heard of other people who said they've had it rip on them. I haven't had any part of the tent rip on me, but I did have a rip show up in my pole bag. Con number 3, and maybe this is the biggest con on this list. This thing is expensive. The Hornet Elite 2-person tent retails for just a nickel shy of $500. You're mainly paying for weight savings, design, craftsmanship, and innovation, because we all know you're not paying for the headroom. Recording that, I was feeling a little bad about some of the things I said. Con number 4. On a recent trip to the Grand Canyon, 2 of my tent stakes bent in the hard ground and they wouldn't release the guy lines, which made packing the tent and repitching it very difficult. When I tried to straighten the stakes back at home, they both broke. Now, I was pounding them pretty hard with some rocks into some hard ground. This probably wouldn't have been a problem in 99% of the places where I hike, and most of the times I can stake out a tent just by stepping on the stakes. A different design maybe wouldn't have had this problem, but admittedly the stakes wouldn't have been as strong either. Now, even though this is one of the cons, it's also a pro, because I filled out a warranty claim with Nemo and they replaced both the stakes and the pole bag free of charge. Pro number 2, this is a very lightweight tent, weighing in at just 2 pounds and 1 ounce with all the poles, the stakes, and the extra guy lines. And honestly, you could probably shed off that extra ounce just by getting rid of the guy lines, which I never use anyways. And I appreciate some of the design features like the dual stage stuff sack, which makes it easy to split up and share the weight with a friend. Pro number 3, I love the double doors. Now maybe you've already got this feature on your favorite backpacking tent, but for me, in the last several years, I've been climbing in and out of the front of my Big Agnes Fly Creek 2, and having my own door on my own side is a huge improvement. Pro number 4, this is just a really well-designed tent with some really nice features. I like the light diffusing pocket in the ceiling. There's triangulated guy out points to keep your sleeping bag from absorbing condensation. The rain fly tensioners and the color-coded pole attachment points make for a very quick, nice, sturdy pitch. It's got a lot of nice features that you may or may not find on a cheaper tent. So there you have it, the pros and cons of the Nemo Hornet Elite 2-person tent. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure that you like it below, and just let me know what you think about ultralight tents in general in the comments. Also, be sure to check out some of my other videos, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, thanks for watching.